A fascist is dead, and you should celebrate. Hello. Welcome to a very quick and very, very political video that I want to be able to spread to everyone. Whether you're here from the reactions or you're here for the politics, this is something that needs to be said. To all Marxists and Leninists, specifically Trotskyists, who are saying that we should not be celebrating the death of Charlie Kirk, a known bigot, white supremacist, and transphobe, literally just a fascist, is wrong. You are wrong. And to say that what we are doing and to say that we should not be celebrating the death of Charlie Kirk is wrong. Because I have been seen all over that to celebrate and everything that happened and people celebrating, it was a bad thing and that we shouldn't, use this as a moment or anything along those lines. That's wrong. It borders on dangerous, and at worst, it's revisionist. And then again, what else do you expect from left comms, fucking ultras, and Trotskyists, right? These aren't Marxists. These are people that are willing to sit in an armchair and maybe do one or two small things for their community. But then are unwilling to properly engage with material conditions of those that are around them and would rather argue over theory instead of praxis, or getting to the soul of things and trying to understand the narrative of how to properly push and inspire and light the imaginations of the proletariat on fire. So, why is it wrong specifically? Well, here I'm going to read off exactly what I said in the Discord. Lone acts can be adventurous, but we need to understand what the word even means. It is the spontaneous act politically done, without organizing or planning behind it. As it is possible to use lone acts as a planned strategy behind mass will and movement, which would make it not adventurous. Marxist-Leninists find it undesirable because it shows a lack of discipline, not because it is objectively objectionable and wrong in all regards. That falls onto baseless and not materially analyzed moralisms. And I want to add here as a side note that also begins to tell the story of you as a Marxist are willing to concede to liberal rule of law and other things like that to say that, oh, it was wrong, and guess what? That does fucking nothing. Back to it. But the fact of the matter is, and the bottom line is this: you should, as a Marxist and a revolutionary pirate, celebrate when a class enemy is destroyed. What comes next is to understand its meaning and effects, and to then use it as an object of struggle and publish it and spread it and use it as evidence and a story for all to hear. That it is what happens to all class enemies, but not just in a lone act, but in a guided and precise war against them. To summarize, you should celebrate. A fascist is dead. Even if a lone agent or done as an adventurous and spontaneous act, spontaneity is not bad, but it is not what will cause revolution. We know this. But it is then our job as revolutionaries to guide it, as it is not the only answer in the sense of a single death of a fascist. Let it be used to further you and our comrades in struggle, agitation, organization, and revolution together, so that whenever more fascists end up falling, it is not just done once, it is done en masse. To quote Lenin himself, where's the quote? It is necessary to prepare the terror, to execute and publish the names of the executed, so that the people may know, shudder, and say to themselves, we are being saved from death by shooting our enemies. A fascist is dead. Why would we not celebrate it? We should not just celebrate it now. We need to use it. We need to weaponize it. We need to come together and properly organize so that it can all be done, right? How do we organize? Doing this, talking like this. It's not sitting in some communal space discussing with other revolutionaries who are already here and just doing nothing. It's doing praxis. It's talking about this kind of stuff with people who don't know about it yet. Publishing videos like this and explaining this sort of idea and having open arms to people to come in and be accepted, because a fascist is dead. A person who was telling you that you deserve to die is dead. We accept that. We are celebrating that. We are celebrating that you are worthy. You are valuable. You are worth it to fight for. We are all worth fighting for. So come together and celebrate with us. Because to not have joy is to succeed in defeat from the bourgeoisie wanting us to not have emotions. So that is what is need to be done now, after the death of Charlie Kirk. We do not just need to celebrate. We should celebrate, but we also need to do more. We also need to spread this more. We do not just say, yes, Charlie Kirk is dead, but we also need to say that this is what happens. This is what happens to bigots. This is what happens to fascists. And then we use that to motivate people to come together, build online spaces, build safe spaces for people to discuss politically. Because one of the faults of modern organizing is that the people who are getting organized are not organizing the everyday people and just teaching them. They are just organizing each other. And in a way, it can become incestuous. That is what needs to be done right now. So, I welcome all of you who do not know anything about politics. Join the Discord. Come learn about it. Learn about liberation. Learn what it means to have your freedom and to agitate in class and to be able to fight against fascism. Celebrate this moment of victory, right? Even if it was done by somebody on the right, that doesn't matter. A fascist is dead. A prolific voice in the movement of fascism against us, harming us, is dead. Celebrate it. Take a shot of your favorite drink and come together with joy so that we can then have more people to spread this to. And then we can use this death to tell people this is what happens when you say that these other people aren't human. This is what you say, this is what you do when the proletariat is used only to be extracted from. Come together. Be together. Celebrate. Learn. Agitate. Spread information. Bring more people together. That is how we win. We win not only through the hearts and the minds, through theory and through praxis, but through the soul, through narrative, through talking to other people and telling them the stories of this exact sort of stuff. This is what we're about. This is what happens. And we must materially have it be backed, because it is not the death that matters. It is what it shows, what it says, what it tells, and who it benefits. Lenin himself said that about who does it benefit? Who does that death benefit? And the death of a fascist, objectively, benefits the proletariat, even if it's done by another fascist.